Hello, my friends. Executive Coach Ed DeCosta with another episode of the Get Edified video blog. It is early Monday morning following the Super Bowl. So last night I watched the team that I loved, that I rooted for when I was a child, lose a very, very tough game. But here I am smiling. So the title today, as I take a sip of my morning coffee, is something that I don't want you to drink. And that's Haterade. Of course, it's a combination of Gatorade and hate. Don't drink the Haterade. And forgive me if this comes across as preachy. I don't mean it that way. But in the heat of all of the hype of a big game, regardless of what country or what city and state you're in, if you're in the U.S., like me, there's a lot of emotion tied up in sporting events. I mean, in fact, the word fan, to be a fan of a particular team, is short for what? It's short for fanatic. Now, we can be fans without being fanatical. I coached my children. They're all grown and out of the house, but I coached them all. I coached them in basketball a little bit, baseball for 1 year, and then in soccer, oh my goodness, if you add all three of the kids, probably 20 years of coaching soccer. But regardless of the sport, what you teach a child is to win with grace and to lose with dignity. Or you can reverse the words, win with dignity and lose with grace. Be polite, be kind to your opponent, whether they've just beaten you in the game or whether you've just been victorious. Either way, remember, it's cliche to some, but not to me. Without the opponent, there is no game. So be grateful, be truly gracious and thankful for the opportunity to play. Don't be a sore loser. And I'm talking about in life. I mean, you know what I do for a living. So in business, things don't go your way. Be a professional, be a man or be a woman. And put your personal feelings and emotions aside and do what's right for the overall, for the team, even if you disagree. And when you win, not to gloat. Again, this is true on the sports field as well as in your families. Of course, it's true in your families. Oh yes, it's so true. No sore sports and no gloating in the family, but just as applicable in the office environment. If things do go your way, you're not to be walking around with this attitude of superiority. Be classy regardless of whether you win or lose or the teams that you root for win or lose. Even if one of the participants in that game is a loved one, is a friend, or one of your children. One of the biggest challenges, and anyone that's coached youth sports knows, it's not the kids, it's not the players, it's the parents, okay? With all due respect, some parents, and I'm happy to report, in my experience, the parents of the kids that I coached were great. Now, I set very clear expectations. I communicated excessively, as none of you will probably be shocked by. But we set very, very clear expectations on how we were going to conduct ourselves, whether we thumped the other team, whether we were on the receiving end of a butt kicking, we were going to behave in a classy way. And I'll tell you, it was easier to get the 6-year-old and the 11-year-old and the 14-year-old to shake hands, sincerely saying thank you to the opponent than it was for a small minority of the parents. So you get it. Don't drink the Haterade. Be classy. I hope you found this helpful. Another sip of coffee with my love mug. Again, my name is Ed DeCosta, and wherever you are, make it a great day.